I'm a user, baby, so why aren't you friendly? Hello, friends! Welcome to User Pillows. Is that good enough? No. Hello, friends! Welcome to User Friendly. My name is Roberto Hoyos. I'm the co-host of this ship. I'm here with my friend.
Arifon Elijah.
That's totally your expression.
I know. This is pretty much the face I make
And
for most of the daytime.
And I just LOL at everything you say.
That's pretty much how this show works.
Yeah.
Anytime you tell me something, I just go like this.
So User Friendly is a weekly show where we talk about our favorite stuff on the web, all things tweak.
All things that are tweaked, especially nipples.
And what was the last one?
And favorite stuff on the web, all things that are tweaked, and all things tech. Our favorite tech. Our favorite
there
tech.
we go. This week,
Appropriate for this episode.
everything we're decked out today with Throwboy pillows because Throwboy just released a brand new website and new pillows. Clink. Yeah.
How much of a deflator is that? This face. When you tell someone something cool and they just look at you like this.
Oh, I like it. It's the innuendo. I use that all the time.
Does it look like I'm actually shaking my head around?
Kind of.
Oh, hey, did I introduce myself? I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Everyone Elijah from the Cultcast. Hey guys, you didn't know it was me behind the pillow.
I didn't even think you had a pillow on you.
Oh, I'm covered in pillows.
So
Can we call them that? Pillows?
Sure. We have all the new Throwaway pillows here. The emoji pillows, which we didn't talk about. This has been under wraps for a very long time.
Yeah, you just launched.
Yeah.
So I guess it has been, huh?
So the site just launched. Everything you see on the couch is available for pre-order, and they're shipping in the new year. So I'm really excited. It's been like a really long haul to get everything done.
I mean, I have known about it.
Only like my friends know about it, but everybody else is like, "Holy crap, emoji pillows!" Right?
And you may not know this, but this pillow is based upon a model of one of my real turds.
Yeah. I
We
had
put
you
googly
craft
eyes on
into some plaster of Paris.
Yeah, that's right.
It was really weird, but thanks.
Yeah, it affected our friendship for at least several hours after that.
I'm starting to remember the mental image again.
Natural bodily functions. So, no, of course, these are from all the great emojis that you see on your iPhone and hopefully on your Mac.
And how spot on are they, dude?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I love it.
And they're really soft. You guys can't tell. The fabric, what did you say it was?
This is a fabric called Velboa, but it's basically like a faux fur. But really, to describe it the best way is any plush toy that you might have at home is made out of it.
It reminds me of like Curious George. Have you ever had like a Curious George doll and their heads are always really fuzzy brown like this? Yep. That's what it kind of reminds me of. I'm just sitting here petting this turd.
Yeah. But yeah, we have new everything. So new chats. We have the emojis, like all the different faces.
And how much are they?
$19.99. Yeah.
30% cheaper.
Yeah, man. And bigger. They're bigger
and a lot
too.
bigger. Yeah.
The heart eyes, the new subscribe. We've updated all the buttons, and the new chats. Oh, I'm gonna spill on
OMG.
The new chats, which is cool. Like, do you see the letters are even fuzzy too?
Yeah, right.
What else? Free blog. There's a whole bunch of new ones. You can go to throwboy.com.
Yeah, go check them out there. High quality pictures of them.
What was the other one? Oh yeah. So this is kind of not a lot of people know. We redid the icon pillow too, so it's now the same kind of plushiness, and it's also bigger.
It's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
What about the other icon pillows? Are you doing those anymore?
Oh, those are faded into the sunset, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, you know what I feel like? I feel like when, it's sort of like when Steve Jobs stepped in and he's like, we're going to strip everything away and we're going to focus on
the turds.
Yeah, the turds.
He said that right.
Yeah. We're going to get rid of the turds and bring in new turds. No, but you know, like when he came in, it was like, we're going to do just a portable for consumer, a desktop for consumer, a portable and a pro desktop, right? So, and
what a chump. He was so wrong.
But I feel like that's every once in a while you need to kind of like get rid of
wipe
the
the slate clean. Yeah.
And go with a new thing. And like everything here is brand new Throwboy, brand new quality, bigger. So I'm super excited. I can't wait till they're out because right now they're in production. So everything you see here is like a production sample.
I bet you this one's going to be the most popular.
Dude, that's so, like, people are tweeting about it so much.
Really?
Which is really cool now because I switched over to Squarespace, and I'm actually really happy with it because you can I can track stats way better now than I used to be able to.
Oh, I would imagine.
Yeah. So I can see where things are coming from. I can see like who like how people found the website. Obvious stuff that everyone can see.
Right.
But before I couldn't really do that because
Right.
my website was kind of just like
It was totally custom.
it was just custom. It was like
Yeah.
all kind of hobbled together. But
Yeah.
it worked. You know, it worked for a long time. But yeah, it's cool to see kind of like where people are submitting it. So I can see like, oh wow, all these people submitted it to like Stumble Upon and to like Facebook and everything like that, you know. So if you want to help me out,
Squarespace.com.
if you want to help me out, actually, go to throwboy.com and on each product page, there's a share button. So share it by liking it or tweeting it
Cool.
or any of those share options or Reddit. I don't even do anything on Reddit. So if you want to throw it on there, like that'd be cool. So yeah, I'm just
you have a
encouraging
Reddit
people
button?
to help. Yeah, it has all the buttons.
Oh, whoa. Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love Reddit.
There you go.
Maybe I'll Reddit. I'll be like, have you read it about this turd pillow? That's how the Reddit guys talk.
my
by the
mom
way.
can make that.
Yeah, it sucks.
So many down tokes.
I hate that, and I'm an atheist.
Yeah. Wait,
Let's
what?
talk about being atheist. It always works its way into the conversation. Anyway, cool, man. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, we were talking before the show, and I stopped you because I wanted you to say it before the show. You said you had been watching some old movies lately. I thought that was kind of cool.
Sure, yeah.
You want to just tell the good folks about it? Why I sit here and just pet this
I'm
turd?
super comfortable
I
right
can't
now.
stop petting this turd because it's so fuzzy.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
It just feels nice on your hand. Yeah.
Let me show them real quick. It's like, howdy ho, and then the back is kind of flat.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's...
Kind of looks like a chocolate ice cream cone.
I showed it to my grandma, and then I told her what it was, and she literally laughed for like 10 minutes.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Roberto.
She thought it was the funniest thing ever. I'll have a video about that because I taped her
Oh,
reaction.
you did?
Yeah.
Good, because that's gold
Yeah, it was
right
great.
there.
So anyway, it was Halloween this past week, and on Netflix they have every single Halloween movie like in your face.
I didn't see any. I wonder why.
So maybe it's because I already watched Child's Play because I love those. So I was like,
Okay.
that's on there. I'm gonna watch number 2. So I watched it. Number 2. Sorry, that was crappy.
What a crappy joke, dude. You really need to get your crap together.
Sorry. Sometimes it can be a turd, but anyway. So I was watching. Basically, I've been watching movies that I thought I would when I was little. I was afraid of because I would look at the cover and think it looked super scary. Like,
Oh man.
when I was like a little kid, right? And I would
And
walk.
you go to like the movie, like the video
aisle.
store,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, mhm.
I remember this. This is an experience that's gone now from
Yeah.
our culture.
So like when I was little, let's say I was 8, right? And I'm walking through Blockbuster or whatever, and I'm afraid to go down the horror movie aisle because every picture in there is like your imagination just goes crazy.
Like the Hellraiser one
Yeah.
too. Remember those were freaky.
You just think the absolute scariest thing in your imagination, right? And so I'm like, okay, fine. You know what? I'm an adult now. I want to watch these movies. I'm not really big into horror movies. I just never got into them. But it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get nightmares because I don't get nightmares. But so I start watching like all these old ones. I start watching People Under the Stairs, and then I watch.
I love that movie.
So you're
going to hell.
You're gonna know all these movies.
Well, that one in particular, I just think is hilarious.
Right.
It's
Okay.
So funny.
I'll get to that. Right.
Uh-huh.
So then I watched that, and then I just watched Pet Sematary, the Stephen King Pet Sematary, and
That's on Netflix.
these are both on Netflix. And so I'm basically going back through my childhood, 80s, 90s, and being like, okay, what are these actually about? Because I've only heard like people describe them to me, and me being freaked out when I was a little kid. That's about it, right? And so I watch them, and they're like the most hokey, corny movies ever.
Especially the People Under the Stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that, man? Like, I was like, was this ever freaky? Because I would say even like Freddy Krueger movies are a little bit more serious in tone in some of them. Not all
I
of
haven't
them.
seen one of those in such a long time. I don't remember.
But like, I'm like, this is so corny. Like, Pet Cemetery is so
Is it
lame.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember that movie at all.
There's a part, so like the premise is there's this family that moves to this house like out in the middle of nowhere, this kind of farmhouse, and there's this there's this highway that goes right by their house that lots of pets get killed on because of the truckers.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the premise is like, well, they bury the pets in this pet cemetery, but like if you go past the pet cemetery, there's
an
like,
old Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's the Indian burial ground. And so, like, I think it's also because I've seen this parodied so much.
Yeah.
So it's, like, not scary, you know?
Yeah.
Which is actually a big problem. If you watch as much, like, modern TV as I do, everything is ruined. Like, they parody, like, Indiana Jones to death. They parody all these movies.
Anything that was popular, they're just redoing now.
And then you can't really get... sometimes you can't get invested in the movie. Like, I watched for the first time Planet of the Apes.
The original?
The original.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, this is a really good movie, but it sucks that I've seen it parodied so many times that it kind of like sucks you out of it. And you're like, oh, I remember when The Simpsons did that one, you know? But anyway, so basically what happens is, there's a child that dies in it, and then the dad wants to bring him back because it was the dad's fault.
Yes, okay.
But like
so he buries him out there,
yeah,
right?
but like the part that, and then he comes back and he's like, all like he's not the same that he was before.
But he's great at fetch.
But like the part that made me laugh, and this is probably not supposed to make you laugh, is like the little kid goes out into the highway chasing like his kite or something, and the family's like they don't see him. The kid goes out there, and then it shows like the truck, and then it it doesn't show the kid getting hit, but it shows like a shoe fly or something, and then the dad's like, no! And I'm like, oh my, how do you not laugh?
I'm getting goosebumps. That's powerful.
But like
he was upset, dude.
All these movies felt like bad, like what's that show, like Are You Afraid of the Dark, and like shows like that. I'm like, this doesn't feel scary at all.
Is that movie the one with that really skinny bony ant? Maybe not.
No.
There was one movie I saw where there was like
oh wait, yes.
That was the part of that movie
that's scary.
Dude, I have remembered it all these years later. That's the only part of that movie that I remember, and it freaked me out.
That's the part that my friend said that
because this old aunt is like in this bed, and she just looks like, I don't even know, like a demon.
It looked
or something.
like a guy though.
It probably was a guy.
Yeah. But anyway, I've been kind of like retreading these movies that I thought I wouldn't like, but I ended up just thinking they're stupid.
I've been watching a lot of movies lately that are from that same time period, not horror movies, although maybe I will start now that I know that they're all on there. But it's weird how they make you feel nostalgic in a way. Like, for instance, do you like Coming to America?
Yeah.
I love that movie. And it's not even that it's a great movie, even though I think it's pretty good. But just the way it's shot, the way it was recorded, with like film and stuff, it has this particular look.
Yeah.
Like the way that people dress, like their hairstyles and stuff.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel very nostalgic. It reminds me of when I was a kid, even though that stuff really, and when it was on TV when I was a kid, it was older than I was. Right. But that's the kind of stuff I would watch when I was a kid. Sure.
Well, it's because a lot of times, because cable was so new, that they had to just put content on it, and a lot of it was from our parents' time,
Our cable box used to be one of those ones where you churn it, had a dial on it.
Oh,
Did you guys ever have one of those?
I can't remember what it was like.
And like the channels were scrambled, but if you put the thing right in the middle of two channels, you could get it.
I remember it was always like, oh, if you like put a paper clip or something in the back, you could get like the Playboy channel or something like that, Like it was always like, because it was so analog that it was like, how do you hack this,
Yeah.
When I was little, I remember going to my friend's, and he had a TV in his basement. And I was like, how come we can't watch TV? And he's like, well, it doesn't have anything hooked up to it. And I was like, let me figure that out. And like, I took like a paper clip and like foil or something like that. And then we got like 2 channels. But like that kind of stuff, I used to love doing that when I was little. Just like trying to figure out like, okay, it says we can't, but how can we?
We're going to have to take this apart.
Yeah. But no, it's funny you said that because I've been watching from that same era too. I just watched again Taxi Driver, which is such a good movie.
Never seen it.
Same kind of
That's
era.
with Robert De Niro, right?
Yeah, as a
I've never
young
seen
man.
that movie.
And what was the other one?
That's crazy. He's like 70
Ghostbusters.
now. Ghostbusters is. I saw that they just added that.
Yeah, that's another good one for that kind of aesthetic where you're just like, oh, it feels really kind of like warm, like because it's like old.
Like Bill
film.
Murray's launch into stardom, man. He's so great in that movie too.
And then I wrote down a whole bunch that I was like, oh, I really want to watch too.
That are on Netflix?
No, I was like, what's from that like early '80s time period? Because I really like. I just. It's funny you said that you like that look because I
Yeah.
was just thinking how much I liked that look.
There's just something about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It could be nostalgia, you know, like I kind of have like I kind of like that era. I mean, like my whole website kind of looks like that era, you know.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I just kind of like go with it, but maybe it's something to do with like some childhood like warmth,
It might be.
you know, like it's
like
it
the
feels cozy to you and stuff.
Totally. It
you
just
know?
feels really familiar to
Yeah.
you, and it takes you back to another time.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch some more old movies maybe tonight. I mean, they just.
I threw in their Midnight Rider, which I've never seen.
I don't think I've ever even heard of that one.
Tootsie, which I've never seen.
I
that
can't
movie,
wait to
right?
watch. Huh? No,
It's with Dustin Hoffman, and he dresses up like a woman.
I've never seen. I know what you're talking about. Never seen it.
Me neither. That's the thing. Is like I haven't seen either one of those.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I should just like launch myself into that because
Yeah.
I think that if I like that look, that I'll probably
Like those movies.
And they're so popular. Like another thing I do a lot is I watch Siskel and Ebert old reviews. Those are really fun to watch.
Where do you even?
They're all over YouTube.
Just choking. Sorry, they're on YouTube. That's
Yeah.
where you find them. Mm-hmm. Wow.
And it's fun to just see them like as really young men, like reviewing like Jaws or something like when it just came out, you know?
Yeah.
So that's really fun. And what you get out of that sometimes too is like, of course, you're looking through and trying to find like the big movies that changed everything, like Terminator 2. I wonder what they thought when that came out and stuff like that.
That would be great. Yeah.
But then what's interesting is sometimes somebody won't cut the clip off all the way, or they'll have a little bit of the clip in the beginning where they're like, this week we're going to review blah, 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 blah. And there's so much movies that like lost in the sands of time because they're just not memorable. So all these movies that were like, oh, that movie's old and I've heard of that movie. Think of all the other movies that were released that summer that no one cares about.
Especially as we watched that movie about going from film to digital.
Right.
And think how many of them were really genuinely lost forever.
Yeah, man.
Because digital now is so easy to save absolutely everything.
But think of like, it's almost like on radio when you listen to like a classic rock station and it's all like the big hits, right?
Yeah, that's the only stuff that survives.
But think of like how much other crap was out there that they didn't have, that you didn't
Especially
hear.
there was probably a bunch of stuff that was actually really good.
Right.
But because it wasn't mainstream, you would never have heard about it.
Right, yeah. It's just, that stuff's really interesting to me.
Cool. Go watch some old movies this week.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, I recommend Annie Hall. That's a good movie by Woody Allen.
That one sounds really familiar.
It's not on Netflix, but watch it. It's good.
Well, then how would you get it?
Video store.
Go to a video store near you. So I thought it would be fun to talk a little bit about my new Mac stuff. I don't know if you can see, boop, right there. That's my new... Oh, I thought I was putting my finger in your ear. That's my new time capsule, which I just got set up today.
Oh, yeah? Tell me about it.
Literally unboxed it.
What else did you get, though?
Unwrapped it today. So you guys want to see my new computer? I got a new MacBook.
Oh, yeah?
Pretty excited.
You don't have it on you.
Let me just grab it. It's right here. Yes, it is still on the box. It's still shrink wrapped.
Uh-oh.
That's how busy I have been.
Oh, really?
I have not had a chance to even take this out of the box. I got it. I ordered it on, I think, the 26th.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you had a change of heart.
No, I almost did. So I got this on the 26th. I had a bunch of problems with the UPS. It finally got here, I think, Tuesday. Or no. It got here Wednesday. Okay, so I got it Wednesday afternoon, and immediately had to go, and didn't have a chance to even open it. And then I was like, I should open it and just like take it out. But then I was thinking, here's my big problem, and I've never had this happen before. I need to move all my data, right? I need to move it from my old Mac to my new Mac, and here's my problem. All my backup drives are FireWire,
Yeah.
and this thing doesn't have FireWire.
Yeah.
I don't have a FireWire adapter. So if I can't move all my data to this thing, I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with it?
Start anew, my friend.
I can't. Like, all my stuff, like all my email and everything.
What do you mean? You're going to transfer that by FireWire? Like,
Yeah. Like, normally my process is I back up my current computer to my FireWire drives. I plug in my new computer and I start transferring all the things over that I want to keep. And I made a list of things that I needed to transfer over and programs I needed to install. And I wanted to start fresh on this Mac.
Yeah.
Because I do that every once in a while, just to kind of clear the slate.
Right.
And that takes a lot of time. So I don't have FireWire on here. I really don't want to pay Apple freaking 30 with tax, $33 for a stupid adapter.
You're gonna end up doing it.
I'm probably gonna end up doing it because here's the part that really grinds my gears. Apple owns the patents on this Thunderbolt technology. Actually, I take that back. I think they built it in tandem with Intel.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
It has a chip in it too, right?
It has a computer chip in it. So
a microchip, if you will.
a microchip. It means that it's small. And no one else sells one that I have found. I have not been able to find one. I keep searching on the internet, hoping I could find an adapter that's like $10. Because just by principle, I don't want to pay Apple for the FireWire adapter, which is $33, including tax. And then also another $33 for the Ethernet adapter, which I also need. I'm not paying Apple $66 for 2 adapters. I will not do it.
You're gonna end up taking it in the tailpipe.
I'm gonna bend over. Go ahead and just stick something in my butt. Here, let's film this. I probably will end up bending on the FireWire one because your backup drives, if they're FireWire, what are you gonna do? Go buy all new backup drives?
Yeah.
And here's the annoying part about this.
Just go to the cloud, man. The cloud.
Yeah, man, just go to the cloud. What are you doing? Because I have so much data I need to move. I probably have a terabyte of data I need to move around. And the thing about Thunderbolts...
Did you have to look at the name of it?
No, I was just going to see what it said back here. The thing about Thunderbolt 2 is that there really are no accessories that use it.
Yeah.
It's really kind of ahead of its time, and I'm wondering if it's ever going to really take off because...
It's like the zip drive.
It is like the zip drive in a way. FireWire got adapted or adopted, I should say. Sorry, not adapted. And people started to use it. There's really not very many consumer companies using Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
And it sucks because the wires and everything, there's no third parties making them. Even the wire, I was looking on Apple's website, and for the 6-foot one, I think it was $40 for a wire.
Oh,
$40 just for the Thunderbolt cable, I should say, not a wire.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
It's just aggravating. Like, I don't mind paying for things when they're worth the money, but I'm not paying $40 for a freaking cable. That's a Best Buy ripoff type deal.
Yeah, that's like when you buy those monster cables.
Exactly.
For like
So that has
triple.
been my problem. I'm like, I'm going to take this thing out, and what am I going to do with it? I can't use it because none of my freaking data is on it. So
are you... You do have a lot of things like in your Dropbox, though, right?
I have a lot of things in my Dropbox, but a lot of the data I work in and day out, it's just too big to live in Dropbox. It's too big to live in the cloud.
Yeah.
It has to be on a hard drive.
Do you have this like? Do you have these files that you're talking about, sort of like mentally mapped out of what you're actually going to touch?
I have them written out. Yeah.
Because what do you call it? When I got my new Mac, or most of the time when I get a new Mac, my process, instead of doing like I know I'm gonna need that chunk and just send it over, is start fresh, obviously download like a new browser and blah blah blah, like all the kind of utility stuff. And then as time goes on, anytime I need files, I'll access them until I basically built up a file system again. It might be a messy way to do it, but then again, it tells me what the hell I'd never use, you know?
That's a great way of doing it, and I do that as well as far as like applications are concerned and stuff.
Yeah, it's
but
good
like,
for that.
I need to edit a cult cast this week, right? And there are things that I have to have in place in order to be able to do that, and I can't do that on this machine because I have no way to move the information quickly from that machine to this machine. So for me, it throws a wrench in my gears because I don't really know exactly how I'm going to do this because all the connections are so different.
Yeah.
And the only way to fix my problem is to throw down $60+ on adapters I really don't want to buy. And I know it just sounds like I'm complaining.
Yeah, but like you're moving to brand new technology, dude.
I am. I guess
That's
my
like
point.
The cost of it, right?
It is, but dude, Thunderbolt has been around for over a year now, and we're still not seeing any adoption.
Yeah.
And I have freaking 2 Thunderbolt ports on this computer, 2, and
that's it. Besides Ethernet, right? No, it doesn't even have.
Ethernet.
Yeah, that's right.
And for me, I guess it just frustrates me because I'm like, you know, Thunderbolt may eventually get to be big, but it's not big now. No one uses it.
Yeah.
And so I'm left to buy a bunch of accoutrements that are expensive just to use a technology that I actually need to use.
It sucks. Yeah, now I understand what you mean. It's like even the Mac Pro has, I think, one, right? One FireWire, or did they kill it
I
too?
honestly don't know. I think they killed it entirely.
Yeah.
And I could move to USB 3. This might just be like a transitional type problem.
Well, I mean, you could, but some of that stuff you're gonna have to get a new drive for, right?
Well, yeah, I have 3 backup drives that I use.
That don't have a USB on.
No,
it.
they have FireWire 400, FireWire 800, and USB 2.0. USB 2.0, I might as well be transferring things over my network.
Yeah.
You know, it's so
Dropbox,
slow.
or what is it called? AirDrop it.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm gonna have to do. Just airdrop it, man.
Yeah.
So I know first world problems, right? But it's really frustrating because I have this really awesome new computer, and I'm like, how the hell am I gonna get my data onto this thing?
No, I understand. I mean, it's a valid gripe because you rely on it for work and stuff like that. You know, like if you were a pro, well, let's say doing, I don't know, graphic design, it would be a pain in the ass to start over and go to that because
totally, because you have your workspaces set up and everything.
Right. So I mean, we hope that the adoption rate goes up a lot because now they're pushing it on all their pro machines, because that's kind of like what they had to do. They started pushing it on every machine when they went to FireWire. I mean, like the iMac got FireWire.
I hope you're right. I hope in 2 years' time we see the prices of these accessories. First, I hope they start coming out in like, you know, numbers and not just like onesie twosies here and there. You see a drive that might be Thunderbolt,
right,
and then the accessories start to fall on price. Because $40 for a cable, no, I'm not paying you $40 for a cable.
That's bull.
That's some turd honky right there.
Yeah,
that's not a term, but
you could send this to. I'm gonna send this to Seagate.
Yeah, I think that's to Seagate.
Are they still around?
I think so. Yeah. Why would you send it to Seagate?
Because they make hard drives.
Oh, okay. I was like, why don't we just send it to Apple?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And let them know how I truly feel. I love Apple. Don't get me wrong.
I love you, Apple.
I love you, Apple. But you're doing me in my tailpipe, and I don't like that. I don't like.
But you're jerking the gherk.
Yeah, quit jerking my gherk. That's what we say in the business. I don't like feeling like companies are nickel and diming me.
Yeah.
And I like
oh,
that.
Really?
No, not at all. And I don't like it when Apple has so much control that there's no one that it's able to create like competing accessories even. Like, fine, you don't want to open up your operating system. I think that's awesome. But when it comes to...
Tell it to them.
You know what, Finder? I just start punching it.
Do it.
Crying. I don't want to pay you $40 for a Thunderbolt cable. I don't want to do it.
That should be. I'm gonna
grab this thing and
make
pull
that
it
a
off.
viral video.
I realize I have a beautiful new computer here, and I'm very grateful to have it. And the big thing for me, honestly, is time. I've just been so busy.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I just set that thing up, my time capsule, probably 2 hours ago, and I'm not even finished with it yet.
This is your first time capsule, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
cool. I always wanted one. I always thought that, because like I don't know, I'm not really that into networking stuff. Like all that stuff is really crazy to me. So I just get the Apple ones, and I'm like, there, it works.
It's done.
Yeah.
I spent some time today before I disconnected my old Airport Express or Airport Extreme, the 802.11n version. I spent some time with a notebook and taking like speed readings all over my house. And I'm going to do that with this new router because this new router has the N networking, of course, but also 802.11 AC. So I'm going to be testing speeds and stuff. So that was pretty cool. I know that sounds pretty nerdy, but it's just to see like how much faster my network gets. And
if I had the patience, I would do it too. I would just pay somebody to do it for me.
I'll do it for you for $1,000. I'll be there. And then also...
Sounds like really boring.
It is boring. It's kind of fun, actually, if you're into that type of thing. But it is cool having your time capsule hard drive just show up on your computer. It's amazing how seamlessly it works.
Yeah.
I mean, all of a sudden, I just have a hard drive that shows up. I can back up to it from any computer in my house straight to that hard drive.
As long as you're on... See, this is kind of like a lot of Apple stuff. As long as you're on, you know, let's say... new to 3-year-old technology,
yeah,
you're coasting. But as soon as you have anything that's like weirdly old, you have to do all sorts of hoops and like download a bunch of crap and drivers
to make
and
things
stuff.
work the way they're supposed to.
Because I know the airport utility you're talking about, and the newest one is like has like nothing in terms of revealing like what's going on technically. It's just like a big icon of like an Airport Extreme and a computer icon, and there's nothing, and it's just either it's they're on and they're connected or they're off, you know.
Wow.
And so there's nothing you can really do in there. And I've done this a couple times because I have one of the Airport Extreme or Airport Express 802.11n's, but I also have an older one, like a G one, I think. And I use the G one for, I think, music, because it's, it's like whatever. But anyway, like whenever I use that one, I have to download the very old airport utility that can still see that old one.
Wow.
Otherwise, it won't even see it.
Yeah. New ones.
So it's like they really try to obsolete things with software and hardware.
Yeah. They want you to upgrade.
Yeah. So.
But it's frustrating when you do, and then all of a sudden you have to buy all these new accessories. Anyway, I'm about to go into a tailspin here on that.
Do you need to hit this again?
I think I need to hit some more of this.
Yeah, man.
In any case, I need to unbox this probably tomorrow and just get to work on it. I'm probably going to end up buying it, at the very least, the FireWire adapter.
So, I understand you were at the Apple store almost doing a buyer's remorse today.
Oh, man, yeah. So I went to the Apple store today just to kind of look around. iPad Air, awesome. Very cool. I mean, it's amazing how much lighter weight and how much more responsive it is than my iPad 3.
I just love that they're iterating on something that was already really a great product.
Yeah, they made a wonderful product even more wonderfuler.
That's not a word.
I heard that was their new slogan.
Oh, okay.
Narrated by Tim Cook.
Y'all.
Is your product wonderful? Wouldn't you prefer it was wonderfuler? And then it goes bing.
Apple.
iPad Air.
But do they have the mini there?
No, well, they have the mini. They have the new minis, but not the new Retina minis. I heard a rumor that was coming out on November 21st.
So not even on display.
Not even on display. They don't show products that they don't sell. If they don't sell a product, they don't show it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
They only show things that are available for sale right then. But then the 13-inch MacBook Pro, oh man, I was having buyer's remorse because here's the thing. I start to think I have a penchant for buying things that are maybe more decked out than they need to be, right? So I have a top line MacBook Pro. This thing, I got a sweet deal on it. I got this whole thing for $2,400, including everything, total price. And it has the discrete graphics card. And I start looking at 13-inch. The 13-inch is 3.5 pounds. This is 4.5 pounds. The 13-inch has a much smaller power adapter, so it's lighter weight to carry around. Beautiful computer, and the size and the weight of it for me were perfect.
And it's lighter than air.
It's lighter than air. In fact, I lifted it up and I was like, whoa! And it started floating up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And the Apple employees were like,
it's cool.
It's cool. Happens all the time. Anyway, but the thing is the more I thought about it, I was like, why do I always end up decking out or getting like the best tech that it's available? And I think we all do this. Maybe not you. A lot of us techies do this. And you're like, did I really need to buy the top of the line product?
It's usually because I'm cheap. That's pretty much what it is. It's because I'm like, I make myself just go, no, I don't want to spend anymore. And then I just buy like the lesser one.
Okay.
But
I don't have that problem. My mentality is always buy the absolute best you can afford.
Yeah.
And then use it, and it will serve you well for 3 or 4 years or whatever. So I'm like, spend the money. You won't miss the money, but you might miss the functionality.
Sure, yeah.
In 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, when you're sitting there watching your Final Cut render for like the entire day.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm like, well, actually, I'm not really rendering Final Cut. You are.
Yeah.
But
so what conclusion did you come to?
So I already bought it. So what it came down to was
you could still
this.
Return that, by the way.
I could, yeah. I could do it because it's
like
still shrink wrapped.
15 days, I think.
What it came down to for me was is the 13-inch MacBook Pro is only dual core, and that does actually directly affect what I do because I spend time rendering audio stuff. I work in Photoshop. I work in Lightroom.
Yeah.
And so when you have a quad core, it actually speeds up your computer roughly by twice because you have 2 extra cores that can handle multi-threaded tasks. So for me, that was kind of the deal sealer for me. I'm like, this thing's a lot more expensive, and I would much rather have had a 13-inch MacBook Pro with quad core chip with Iris Pro graphics and only paid $1,500 for it.
Yeah.
So I would have saved a bunch of money. And then also bought an iPad Air or an iPad Mini Retina and still probably had $400 or $500 left. So that's my buyer's remorse because I'm like, this 13-inch probably would work well enough for me, but it would waste a bunch of my time as far as waiting for things to render and that type of thing.
Right.
So I need the 15-inch for that reason.
Do you ever think that you will want to have like your workstation computer and your portable and not have them intertwined?
I have thought about that. Yeah, for sure. I've thought about that. And then I'm like, that's awesome. But then you're maintaining two computers, A, and B, the cost. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
really? I would love to have a MacBook Air, honestly.
Yeah.
They're so lightweight.
I think a lot of us people that are in business for ourselves will just settle on one computer that can do both.
Yeah.
But the bad thing is that you mix together personal and business.
Right.
You can be really diligent about not doing that, but like the best I can do is besides filing things properly is I use Spaces now. And I never used Spaces before.
I never use Spaces.
You know, but now I actually use it. I'm like, okay, this one's throwaway, and the last one's user friendly, and the first one's me.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
But the thing I don't like about Spaces, and I wish they would change, is that you could customize your icons per space.
Oh yeah,
That would be awesome. I would use it all the time if they let you do that.
there was one. This was a long time ago, but there was a third-party app that let you have multiple dock settings, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I think it's more of like a mental thing. But you're right, though. I mean, it sounds in theory cool to have let's say you have your Mac Pro for everything work related, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have your Air for when you're like jerking the gherk. You know?
Yeah, you're just like, I just want to jerk the gherk. Where's my Air?
Yeah, exactly. That's in the bathroom still.
Gherk
Okay.
jerk alert.
Anyway, I think that's cool. But then you can't really do very much when you have to maintain two file systems, because how often are you are using your home computer or whatever, your home laptop, and then you're like thinking about work, and then you go to these websites and then you don't have that on your other computer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a little bit better cloud syncing now, but even still, you know.
We're not there yet.
No, we're
We're
not.
just not there. Like everything that lives in the cloud. I mean, perfect example, your iPhone.
Yeah.
You have a lot of storage. Actually, your iCloud storage might have dropped, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
To 5 gigs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, perfect example. So
I was an old .Mac member, and
you had 25 gigs.
Yeah.
I have 5 gigs, probably like most of you, if not all of you out there.
That's
And
basically a turd.
That is a turd. I think Apple should match. The iPhone you buy should have the same space as the iCloud they provide you.
Here's some iCloud storage for you.
Yeah, here, take this for your iCloud storage.
They should match your phone. Is that what you're saying?
So if you buy a 32 gigabyte phone, you get 32 gigabytes of iCloud space, right? Because they give
Why?
you they give you 5 gigs, and 5 gigs isn't enough to do crap.
I don't know. I really like my 5 gigs.
So your 5 gigs fills up, and then what do you do? What do you do at that point? Right? Your phone's full of videos. Your phone's full of photos.
Yeah.
iCloud's full. How do you back all that stuff up? You know, like most people probably just don't do it.
I think the messed up thing about iCloud is that there is really no way to see files in it, and it's cool when it's just doing things in the background. But as soon as you need to do any sort of like maintenance, it's a pain in the ass. You know, you have to like go into the settings, figure out what's been backing up. Oh, they're backing up Doodle Jump for the last 5 years. Why?
Don't lose that.
You know, like that kind of crap. It's so cryptic now. And it really bugs me as an old Apple user that things used to be way more intuitive. And I think in the last 3 or 4 years, things have stopped being intuitive with iOS kind of creeping into macOS. I'm like, I get it. You're trying to make it easy for like Ant Flow, but it's fucking hard for me. You know, like, and it just pisses me off. Do you ever feel like that?
Yeah, I do feel like that sometimes. I really hope they actually don't integrate iOS in with the computer anymore.
Yeah, but
Like my computer's my computer, my
probably
iOS
will.
device is my iOS device.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't want them to be mixed into one device. I don't think Tim Cook does either.
Y'all.
No,
I don't think so either. I just think that it was Steve Jobs' thing where he said the Mac was very easy to use and very easy to learn, but as soon as you hit the file system, the learning curve goes way up. And he didn't want the file system. That's why they pushed Spotlight so much for people to be accessing things via search, and the Finder just got minor tweaks. It never got like a huge crazy redesign, you know. It basically looks like it's looked like for years, you know.
Now it has tabs though. You don't like those?
I don't like anything about the new one. The freaking, what is it, the tags? What the hell do you use that for?
That's one of those features that sounds cool, but I think no one's actually going to use.
I don't like the fact that So okay, since I use Spotlight a lot for files, and let's say I was just doing one for photos with the emoji pillows, right? And so I make the title of them now, I make them tags. So I'm like, Throwboy emoji pillows, because I'm like, anytime I'm gonna look for that, that's gonna show up. And then I tried using tags, and it shows up like in the Finder in the side. I'm like, I don't really want it to be like something I see. I just want it to be a tag. Like you don't see tags.
Yeah, you just
on
want
YouTube.
to. You just want to have it be metadata.
Yeah,
so when you search for it, it comes up.
Of course.
Yeah, right.
That's exactly what a tag is.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a thing that's prominently in your face.
It's not a category that I want to stick to the side of my Finder.
Right. As I think that they're doing it in a dumb way, but I don't think they care. I think that they want it to be like something that's not. They're gonna make it so you don't do any heavy lifting in the Finder ever. You know.
I can't imagine a situation where I would use tags.
Me
Because
neither.
my tags are the title. If I want to find something, I put it in the title.
That's exactly what. Yeah.
And that's probably what most people do.
I don't like it.
Where's this? This is how I feel about. This is how I feel about tags. Wait, no. This is how I feel about tags. Wait, no. This is how I feel
About life.
about life and tags.
And tags are this.
Yeah, this is how I feel about tags.
This is how I don't give a about tags. Anyway,
Can you believe I still have this in the shrink wrap?
It's funny.
You called it too. I tried to throw you off my trail.
you're so overworked.
I'm working a lot, guys. If you guys only knew. If you guys only knew, I'm working way too much. It's so cool though to have like all the RAM, all the storage, and it's just like, you know what? This might be way overpriced. I think $2,400, which is, I got a freaking steal of a deal. This thing I think is $2,600 plus tax.
Yeah, but it's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming for me, but still $2,400 for a computer. I just think about how the 13-inch is lighter.
Yeah.
It might be as fast as I probably need it to be. I think maybe I'm doing overkill here, honestly.
Yeah, but you
and
don't want
it's
to be wrong.
$1,000 cheaper.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll kick my own nards.
Yeah, I mean, I got the smallest, cheapest Air.
And you're happy with it.
Yeah, I like it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh. You got a great deal on that
Yeah,
thing.
dude, because I got the refurb.
Refurbed, yeah.
So I got it for like $7.99.
Oh my gosh. That's insane.
It's crazy.
My computer's, 2.5 times your computer.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that back. It's over 3 times
more,
your
yeah.
computer.
Eh,
Hooskies. All right, I'm gonna stop complaining because I have a brand new MacBook Pro here. I have no right to complain. Let's move on to our last story of the day.
did we even get to stories of the day?
Last story, sponsored by Netflix.
Yeah.
I have a question to ask
It's
you.
been a slow news week.
I have a question to ask you.
Okay. I'm listening.
I'm getting my question in my mind.
I'm all heart.
What the hell is this?
Your network's not working.
My network's not working. I have another router, another 802.11 AC router that I'm going to be testing. It's the Nighthawk R7000. I think I talked about it last episode. Pretty excited. This sounds super nerdy. I love fast networks.
You know what I wish?
I have a gigabit network here.
I wish that Mario Lopez was advertising for the new 802.11 AC.
Slater?
Yeah.
Let
How
me ask
come?
this. Dude, that's a great idea. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
You will have the
Wait,
man.
no. Are you gonna just say it like right in there?
I'm
right,
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
If I had a button and I put it in front of you,
Yeah.
and you had to press the button
Yeah.
to tell me if you wanted to do this, you will have the man in your dreams come true and marry you,
Man.
but you will always become pregnant and born babies. I'm reading this word for word. And born babies until all the sperms are used.
What the hell?
You can't flush them outright after sex. They wait in line.
It says that.
Will you press the button?
No.
Oh, you will not press that weird question button that was written by someone deep in the heart of Eastern Europe. So we're on a website called willyoupressthebutton.com. And it gives you like an ideal scenario, like the one you just heard.
It's like would you rather?
It's like would you do this if it also came with this other stipulation?
Right. It's kind of like that movie. Did you ever see that shitty movie, The Button? I think it was called The Button.
No.
And it was like this guy came to their house and he had this button in a box. And he's like, if you press this, you'll get $1 million tax free, but someone that you don't know somewhere will die.
I do remember
And it
that.
sounds cool, and the movie sucks. But anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good, cool premise. So yeah, it asks you a question, and then it gives you a cool situation with a caveat, and then you have to press the button if you like it or not. Or you could press, hell nah. I wouldn't want to have all the sperms used.
So how many people said no and how many people said yes?
Then it shows you how many people said no and how many people said yes.
Mm-hmm.
So on that one, 23% of people have pressed the button, while 77% did not. That's because the question didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Next question.
Let me video this real quick. So this is interesting too because it's not just by the website; it's all user submitted. So it looks like this very basic looking site with just a big button on it.
You know for a fact, well, you press the button. You know for a fact what comes after death, but you can't tell anyone, or you die without them understanding you.
No, I don't want to know what happens.
So you will not press the button.
Well, hold on. Say it again.
You know for a fact what comes after death, but you can't tell anyone, or you will die without them understanding you. So
Well,
if you told someone you'll die, and they'll still not know the truth.
But what if like what after death is like something that would mess you up? You're like, oh, I don't want to know. You know what I mean?
I think I would press the button on this one.
And you would really never tell your wife or anything like that?
Yeah, I wouldn't tell anyone. I wouldn't tell a soul. I'd be like, you suckers are going to hell.
Well, okay. So you would use it for a way to like benefit you. In some
No,
way.
not necessarily. I think the curiosity for me would be so powerful that I would just have to know.
Would it? But do you think it would influence your behaviors to your friends and stuff?
Probably.
I mean,
I'd probably get all weird.
Like that's
You'd
the
be
thing.
like, hey, dude, what's up?
I mean, really though, you would be like, "Oh man, I don't know if
Oh man, not the afterlife, that's for sure.
Well, not even that. You would just be like, "Oh, I don't think you should say things like
Yeah,
that."
no.
You know what I mean?
Oh gosh, you shouldn't wear that color for sure.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Anyway,
It would
you're
make you a weirdo.
Why are you Mormon all of a sudden? You're like, oh, I don't know.
I don't know, but I want to get married in the temple. 70 people pressed the button. 30% did not.
That's a tempting one.
All right, next one.
What you got?
I'm waiting for this flipping thing to load.
What does it say?
Okay, this is stupid. Let's do the next one. This is a really stupid
It's
one.
weird though, because sometimes they're actually kind of interesting, where they make you think, but then some of them are really dumb.
Okay, here's another one. An apocalypse will kill billions of people. Humanity will survive afterwards, and your survival is guaranteed. But an apocalyptic event will still ensue, killing only tens of millions. You have a 50% chance of survival.
That doesn't make sense.
Some of these are obviously just dumb.
Some people are really bad at writing would you rather. It's like, would you rather like get I don't know, get a cold every day for the next year or die? You're like, oh, I don't
Here's
know.
one of those. You can have sex with anyone you want, but you will always have herpes sores all over your genitals. Well, dude, as long as I have the sores, I mean, can I just... What if I already have them? I guess it doesn't make that clear.
It should show like it makes like a mandatory age verification, and you see like everyone is 13 that's writing these crappy questions.
You can watch all the Power Rangers you want, but your mom will make you clean your room every day. Oh no! This is so tough. I mean, like, how many hours? Is it all the hours I can watch? How dirty is my room? I mean, every day, that's a lot.
Can you do the voice cracking one?
Oh, sir. Oh, every day? That's a lot of cleaning. That sounds like the kid, like the movie theater kid in The Simpsons. You want butter on that, sir? All right. I'm going to go ahead with I will not. Because
The herpes one.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was.
That was the herpes one.
Everybody said no.
Wow, that's surprising. So 14% 14% of people.
What do you think
Press the
that
button.
is? Is that they just don't give a shit that they're like.
I mean, why would you want your nards covered in herpes all the time? That would be
The herp.
Look at the AdWords. Same day
That's
STD
really
testing.
funny.
Okay, let's do one more and
I
wrap
bet
it
they're
up.
making
Okay.
some good cheese off of this.
There's
There's like porn on this site.
I think that's anime. Yeah,
Oh,
look,
okay.
she's in like a bikini or something. But yeah, shows who visits this site. Okay, let's wrap with this one. You will get to live in any fictional realm of your choosing and develop any relevant powers or abilities, but no one will be your girlfriend there either. That's a sentence. You know, oddly, those two do go together.
What are you talking
very well.
about? Press that button, man.
What do you mean? I could be a wizard. Who wouldn't want to be my girlfriend?
Presses that it really happens.
Yeah, I would press the button on this one. I would be a single wizard.
Single, no girlfriend, meaning no nothing.
But yeah, but
You would
I could-
basically be,
you
and I'm
get
going
to
to
live
say
in
it
any
again,
fictional realm.
you're jerking the wizard gherkin.
Jerking the whiz gherkin. The
That's
wizard.
my theme of
But
this.
guess what? I'd have a magical girlfriend who would be just as good as a real girlfriend.
Oh.
Let me get push the glasses back up.
In that case, I would definitely
Yeah.
press that button.
Yeah, that my girlfriend would be R2D3, and she'd be a robot of my design.
With many glory holes on it.
She'd be covered in glory holes. Oh, looks like I'm in the majority on that one.
I think most of these you have them.
64% of people press the button.
It's kind of addicting. Do one more.
Okay, let's do one more. These are actually kind of fun.
No, we're not reading that one.
But they're the same. We can't. I'm sorry. We can't read
can't.
this.
It's really
this is
offensive.
a family show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the same one twice.
Yeah.
Which are funny when people go, oh, you do this, but you do
This
this.
is stupid. I'm not going to do this one.
There's some really kind of like Reddit-y juvenile ones, right?
You have the power to smell.
Let's try one more.
Yeah, that one's dumb.
Mm,
Oh, okay. No.
no.
That one's obvious. What?
That's like, I don't know. It was like
Okay. Hold on.
All right.
I didn't write this, so please just forgive me. You will become an old fag. One word, old fag. But nobody will know. Well, if nobody's gonna know, why would I do that?
Why would that be something that you would like need to do?
Okay, look how stupid some of these are. There's like, I need to start writing for these people.
Yeah, some of them are really, really, really dumb. Like, what was that? Clint Eastwood will give you a bowl
Soup,
of soup.
but then he eats the soup.
Yo.
You can fly. Oh, that one's not that cool. Oh,
Okay, last
let's
one.
do this one. Okay, finally we found one that's not offensive to any race or sexual orientation. You can travel. That one about getting your salad tossed was pretty funny. We didn't read that one. You can travel anywhere you want instantly in time, but, and I think this means accumulative, not each time, you lose 2.5 years of your life.
So, total. Are you sure it's not each time?
Yeah, because then if you traveled like 10 times, you'd be dead.
Mm.
So you can.
Yeah.
Whoa! What happened?
You pressed it.
I pressed it. I didn't even mean to do that.
Would you press that?
I would have pressed it. Yeah.
Travel
you can
anywhere.
travel anywhere you want instantly in time,
Well-
and you lose 2.5 years of your life. Heck yeah.
Well, yeah, but I feel like it would be more of an equal and hard question if it was every time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I think you actually might be right.
What would you do if you had the time travel ability and it was like Back to the Future, so you don't like get stuck or anything like that?
Where would I go?
Yeah, what would you do? What would you go?
I could go future or past.
Future or past?
I feel like future is really dangerous.
But let's say there's no almanacs scenarios here. There's no get rich quick Airfon scenario.
No, I wasn't gonna say that. Just because, like, in the future, you don't know what's gonna have happened at that time, so you could think you're going somewhere and then end up inside like a concrete wall.
Oh yeah, good point.
That would be really dangerous. So I think I'd probably go to the past.
Yeah.
And got it. Okay.
I know what I want.
I know exactly what I would do. Okay, this is gonna be great. I would go into the past and I would find a selection of the coolest, like, historic type people that I could find.
Yeah.
Like Abraham Lincoln, Genghis Khan.
Oh, so you'd go multiple paths.
Multiple places, and I would have all of them come with me back into the future.
This is like Bill and Ted, what you're just
And then I would have a really cool high school event where we did like a really cool presentation, and I'm like, this is so great. He invented poetry, and then Abraham Lincoln comes out and like tips his hat to people, and then Genghis Khan does like a flip off one of those mini trampolines and breaks something with a bat.
Is
What
this
about
the time
you?
that you actually found a buried caveman in your backyard? Because I remember that happened too.
When I was in Encino County?
Yeah.
Yes, that was crazy.
You get the weirdest stories.
I was really into juice wheezing at that time.
Yeah. And you had really long hair.
My hair was quite long.
Okay.
And then I went to go live in a biodome.
I think as long as there's no death scenario with this one,
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool. Because, okay, let me preface this. Any of these things, you go back in time, you see people, you see different civilizations. But what about something that you couldn't see? Like, I would want to see dinosaurs. Because you can't
That
see
would be
that.
cool.
Those are extinct.
That's true.
There's no way you can see that unless there's a Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
So I think that would be. By the way, did you know they're making a new Jurassic Park? Jurassic World?
I did not know that. I thought that had kind of run its course.
The CG looks horrible.
Really? That's surprising because I just rewatched Jurassic Park
They
the
took
other
a
day.
huge dumperoo on it.
Did it look kind of like this?
Yes.
I'm a pterodactyl. No, you're not. Oh, yes, I am.
Yeah, it looked like
No,
that.
you're not.
It was an emoji turd flying around. No,
Well, they gotta rehash all the stuff that was popular.
Yeah. Anyway, we should wrap.
All right. You become a very rich person, but you have a big, fat, smelly hobo man. I'm assuming they mean hobo. They spelled it HOBBO. Stalking you 24/7. Dude, give me that money. Boom.
Stalking you.
Yeah, that's what I. Oh, wow.
53%?
But I don't care if I have a fat, smelly hobo man. You know what I would do? Put that hobo man up in a mansion, give him a shower, and make him become my butler.
There's way worse ones. These
Hobo
are not
butler.
that great. Anyway.
Anyway, let's wrap her up.
All right. So, you guys, you might be wondering, if you're watching the show, where can you find the show?
Yeah, maybe you've come to it from a location that
Maybe
we're
you're
not
having
aware
a
of.
dream right now, and we're in your dream.
Yes.
But you can go to iTunes and search for User Friendly. We're right there going like this. And you can also go to YouTube, youtube.com/userfriendlyshow. And if people wanted to find more about you, where can they go?
The best place to go to learn about me is twitter.com, where
Heard of
I
it.
have taken upon the username @Airfon, ERFON. That's where my tweets are.
They can no green.
They can go like this. No, wait.
Green pillow.
They can do this.
No, the other green
Okay,
pillow.
no. Boom. That's what you need to do on Twitter.
Yeah,
What about you?
You can follow me on Twitter as well. I'm @Robertohoyos, ROBERTOHOYOS. Go to throwboy.com to see everything I do.
And also, we're on YouTube, youtube.com/user-friendly-show.
And leave us an iTunes review. Why?
Because you want
Because
to
you
be our
like
friends.
us. Yeah.
And I apologize for all of our audio listeners who probably may hopefully be watching this. I will get the audio episodes out soon. And make sure you play them or you subscribe to them.
Yeah. Okay. I
All
think that's
right.
about it, my friend.
Until the next time that we see you when you're out there on the streets.
Be excellent to each other.
And keep her friendly.